What's up, YouTube? It's Brandon B, aka Blaze here, and it's time for another movie review. So I recently went to the movie and I saw American Animals. It's actually an independent movie, but it's based on a true story. I actually liked this movie a lot, so that I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 because the story in it, the story of what it was about was really interesting. It did get straight to the point about everything that happened. I liked how they used real people from in real life about like what the story was about in the movie. Basically, it was just overall great storytelling. There was a little bit of comedy, there was some action, there was a lot of drama, but overall it was really good. The movie was long, but it went by really fast. I like it like that because it wasn't slow or dragged out. Basically, the story is sorry, I can't talk. Basically, the story is in 2000, I think 2 or 3, there was these 4 guys that were in college. They wanted to make a lot of money, they wanted to become rich, they wanted to do something with their lives, so they decide to go and steal the special collection books from the library, because they knew that because they found a guy and this guy was willing to pay them $13 to $15 million. So basically you see this movie about how them trying to steal the books, that they actually do steal the books, and because in real life they do. They do make that money, which I think they probably hid a lot of it because they're doing really good now in real life. But basically, the only actor who I noticed in this movie was Evan Peters from American Horror Story. He played one of the main guys in it. I didn't know anybody else that was in it because it was an independent film. Basically, they did steal the special collections book. They tried the first time, they failed, so they regrouped, they got back together, they did it. And how they actually based their heist to go and steal this book, the special collections book, is that they actually used scenes and used tips and tricks from old like bank heist, old robbery movies from like the 70s and 80s. Like they used stuff from Reservoir Dogs, Dog Day Afternoon, a whole bunch of other different films, which I thought was pretty cool. And every time in this movie, like a scene would happen, it would go on for a little while, but then it would cut to the real people that this actually happened to, and they would actually tell their side of the story. And in a couple scenes in the movie, you actually see the real people act, which I thought was pretty cool. So they do steal the special collections book. They get them appraised. They try to hide it. They try to meet up with the dealer, but then the FBI does catch them. They get sentenced to I think 10 to 12 years in prison for like conspiracy, stealing, just trying to get away with it. When they come out, one of them becomes an art guy, becomes a painter. I think he opened up his own art gallery. Another guy became a writer who wrote the book based off of what happened called American Animals, and he was the one that helped make this movie because they turned the story into a book and now into a movie. The other guy is still in college. I think he probably graduated by now because it's been a little bit, but he became a filmmaker and a director and a producer, but not really like movies at the movie theaters, just independent, low-budget films. The other guy became a personal fitness trainer in California, I think it was, and he opened up his own gym, which I thought was pretty cool. The movie was really good. I liked it a lot. I'm going to give this movie, like I said, probably 8 or 9 out of 10. I really, really liked it. I think it's one of the best independent films this year to come to the movie theater because not a lot of people knew about this movie and it wasn't really like publicized. And at the end of this movie, they actually showed real clips about what happened. About them getting taken from the FBI, going into the prison bus, going to court. It showed inside the court in the courtroom, so you get to hear everything. But overall, I did like American Animals. I would say it's the best independent film so far, because I know that there's like a documentary out called Why Don't You Be My Neighbor, or something like that by Mr. Rogers. I haven't seen that yet. But overall, American Animals was really good. I highly recommend it. So please keep on watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.